Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos, emails, and links. And if there's anything that you guys want to send me for a video, my email's in the description box below. So this first email and screenshot comes in from a community member, and he says, "How do you like them apples?" Well, it all depends on what apples we're referring to. Granny apples, Fiji apples. But in reference, he's talking about this screenshot. So it says, and I'll put it up for you. Perfect math by the hand of God shows this to you, all-knowing atheist friends. Trump's birth to his first day in office exactly 777. 70 years, 7 months, 7 day. RFK's birth to first day he endorses Trump exactly 777. 70 years, 7 months, 7 day. Trump and RFK Jr. born exactly 7/7, 7 years, 7 months apart. Remember, we live in biblical times, not political. Let God's math be your witness. RFK Jr. spends 2024 POTUS campaign at the age of 70 years, 7 months, 7 days to endorse Donald J. Trump. Trump was 70 years, 7 months, 7 days old for his first day POTUS in 2017. My God. And there's the number 7 has something. Okay, I found it. So the number 7 is a significant number in the Bible, appearing more than 50 times. It has many symbolic meanings, including completeness. The number 7 represents a full and complete world. In Hebrew, the word 7 is Shavah or Shabbat, which comes from the root Shava or Shaba or Sheba, meaning to be full. Perfection. The number 7 represents divine perfection and holiness. This is because the Israelite God is associated with perfection. The Holy Spirit, the number 7, is the number of the Holy Spirit. Covenant. The number 7 is the number of the covenant. Sacrifice. Animals must be at least 7 days old before they can be used for sacrifice. Cleansing. Leprous Naaman must bathe in the Jordan River 7 times to be completely cleansed. Forgiveness. In some commentaries, Jesus tells Peter to forgive his brother 70 times 7, which means that Peter should forgive his brother an unlimited number of times. So I knew that there was a reason that 7 kept popping up in my head. So there you go. Yeah. So this email was sent in to me by a community member, and she says, many here deal with health issues. With humor, I said to myself, if I drowned myself, would I regret it? I had to laugh. If I drowned myself, would I regret it? I don't think would have a choice. So this was sent in to me through Telegram, but I don't have a Telegram. There's a reason why I don't. It's because of all the weird slow that goes on there, you know? So it says, you don't have to be Nostradamus to see what happens next. The Royal College of Nursing has decided that racists don't deserve care. But what qualifies someone to be racist? Really anything these days. Yeah, seriously. And the answer is disturbing. According to guidelines, members have the right to refuse treatment to patients they perceive as racist. That's right. No trial, just perception. You're racist as so long as someone says that you are. Dr. Sheldon Rubenfeld called this out as a classic case of countertransference, where personal biases creep into patient care. If healthcare providers start refusing to treat patients based on their personal interpretations of behavior or beliefs, where does it end? It doesn't end. That's the problem. Today, nurses can refuse care over perceived racism. Tomorrow, it could be political opinions, religious beliefs, or any other perceived offense. Wow. Watch the full breakdown of this alarming story. I wish I could, but I can't view the video because it's in Telegram. You know, this has been running rampant for decades. And, you know, it's not just one culture or race or whatever that has been on the receiving end. It's many. And it's just racism is disgusting. Okay, I'm going to give it to you that way. That's how I see it. Okay, racism is disgusting. And once everyone realizes that there is only one race, it is the human race, then this world would be a much better place. Okay, because I'm sick and tired of hearing, well, it's on the blacks, or it's on the Hispanics, or it's on the whites, or it's on this, or it's on that. No, knock it off. Okay, there is one race, it is the human race. And until you start to realize that, I don't want to hear a peep out of anyone. Okay. And for those that claim to be Christian and claim this and claim that, well, you know what? You're a freaking hypocrite. Okay? Because we don't see color. We don't see race. Okay? We see you as another human. I see you as family. I see you as friends. And that is it. And I'm tired. I am tired. Okay? I'll tell you a story real quick. Okay? Where I live in in Tampa, okay, I mean, and this is going back right after 9/11, all right? It was running rampant here. I mean, if you literally weren't blonde hair, blue eyes, I mean, you were getting you were getting called out, you were getting name called, you were getting pushed around, you were getting bullied and everything else. And yeah, I was on the receiving end of that. Okay. And it, I this is when Andrew, my son, okay, was young. Okay. He's 26 now, but what was he? 3, okay, almost 4 when that happened. And so this is before he went to school. He wasn't in school yet. And, weekends were going to the beach or whatever the case may be. So mom was always tan. Okay. I always had a tan. I'm Italian. I'm naturally tan. But when I tan, I'm tan. Okay. Like I could pass as being Hispanic. I mean, I'm tan. Okay. Well, as you all know, okay, my husband worked at the sheriff's office. Okay, this is before he became an officer with Homeland Security, but he was working at the sheriff's office at this time. Okay, and he was a 911 dispatcher. He had to get here, you have to get your feet wet before you can, become an officer, whatever. Okay, so I'll never forget. Um, it was right after 9/11, and Sean was just, he was not having it anymore. He couldn't take the calls anymore. He was, stressed beyond belief, because everybody was calling about the mosques, and what was going on there and this, that, and the other. And he kept saying, listen, there's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. It's freedom of religion, freedom of speech, nothing we can do, and at this point it was people are actually getting into trouble for calling 911 about it because they were abusing the system. Okay, so Sean's home with Andrew, and I had just gotten home from the beach with Andrew, and Sean had to go to work that night because he worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I had to go fill up the car, gas station, do some errands, whatnot, and I was picking up pizza. And it was Hess at the time before it all went to Speedway. And so I'm at Hess and I'm in line. And this is before paying at the pump was popular. Okay. And I'm in line. And remember the old Navy shirts, right? And it had the American flag on the Navy shirt, on the old Navy shirt, and it would say like 2000 or 2001 or da 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 da, right? I had on one of the Old Navy shirts. That's when those were popular. That's when Old Navy they were in business back then. And we all had them, right? And this guy standing behind me says, "How dare you wear that shirt? Go back to Iran before I rip that shirt off of you." What? Wait a minute. Are you talking to me? No, you're not talking to me. I, I'm from New Jersey. But what are you talking about? I'm from New Jersey. I'm Italian. You're not talking to me. Now I start looking around and I'm like, okay. So I mind my business. He ain't talking to me. On my shoulder. He goes, "Did you hear me?" Hear what? I said to take that American flag shirt off and go back to Iran. And I said, "Sir, I'm from New Jersey and I'm Italian. I'm not from Iran, so I know you're not talking to me, okay?" And when I get upset or when I get pissed, my Italian New Jersey accent comes out really strong. I have somebody else coming over here, and the cashier's in front of me. And they're like, "Leave her alone. Obviously, she's got a strong accent. She's from New Jersey. Leave her alone." Whatever. Now, this is good old boy country, or at the time it was. And I'm like, what the? I I threw the girl a $20 bill. I said, "This is for pump one." Boom. And I ran. I ran to my car. I jumped in. And she's like, wait a minute. You got change. I don't give a fuck. I'm out. This kept happening for like a year after 9/11 happened. And it's because my skin was so dark because of the sun. This is what I live in, the sunshine state. I got dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin. I was labeled, and they looked at me like I was one of the, and I'm like, hey. So I literally had to act like, "You know me. I'm Italian. I'm from New Jersey." I mean, I had to put on a persona just so people would know that I'm not from the Middle East. It was crazy. Well, it finally died down after about a year. And I mean, even the doctors around here who are from the Middle East, oh, good God, they got it the worst. And I said, I can't. I told Sean, I said, I don't care. I want to get out. I want to go home. I don't want to be here no more. I want to go back to New Jersey. I want to go back to New Jersey. I want to go back to New Jersey. I don't want to freaking be here no more. I don't want to be here no more. I said, Florida, I said, we don't fit in here. I still don't fit in here. This place it ain't for me. I do not fit in here. And neither does my husband. As soon as they hear Sean talk, his Philly accent is so strong. He has to dumb it down. He does. He has to dumb it down so people don't look at him weird. Yeah, it's that bad. The only time we're allowed to talk like we normally talk is when we're in our own home. And I talk to you like I normally talk because, you guys know me. But if we were to go out and about around here and have a conversation between me and him, people look at us because the slang that we use and stuff like that, because we're not from around here. We actually have to dumb it down. And it's the weirdest I've ever seen in my life. It's the truth. And you would think that all the Northerners that moved down here and just that. Oh no, they have to dumb it down too. Especially when you live in good old boy country and don't even think about going to. And oh, it died down for a long time. It really did. But you want to know what sparked that shit up again? God love him, Grady Judd, Sheriff Grady Judd from Polk County. But he sparked it up again with "Don't New York my Florida." That sparked it up again, and now everybody's got to dumb down their accents, and everybody's got to, whoa, I'm not from around here originally, because the good old boys around here was from mud on the me. You don't know. You don't know. It's not what everybody thinks around here. All right, so getting off of that, because I know that this is community intel and people get pissed when I talk about myself. So it's just, it's not, everybody thinks, oh, Florida, Disney World, and this, that, and the other. That's one thing, going place you don't want to fucking go. All right. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about, okay, is this was sent in by a community member, okay, and it says everything is in place. What event or false flag will be used to trigger actual WW3? Just to clarify, so there is no misunderstanding, armies are in forward position. Scenarios were run through computer simulation. Alliances were decided and consolidated. Legislation was put through legal process. Politicians who run things were selected. Well, we know them. Everything is ready. Now it's a matter of using an event or creating an event to start World War III. What will be the spark that causes the explosion of war? I guess scenarios that were run through computers did not give satisfactory results, and that is the reason for delays. But everything is ready for WW version 3. Ukraine was a beta test. Oh, good Lord, don't say that. Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to be talking about, all right? Um, this is about Israel and what they did uh, against Hezbollah in Lebanon. They have assassinated the head of Iran's KHASH intelligence agency in front of his home in Iran, then commenced preemptive attacks against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Hussein Piri, Piri, head of intelligence department, was killed in front of his home. The preemptive attack by Israel against Hezbollah was highlighted by Israeli fighter jets heard roaring northward towards Tel Aviv as they moved to bomb Lebanon. There are many updates to this developing story, okay? And so I'm going to give them to you as I see them, all right? Because when I was sent that, I was, dig, and I found some updates. So as of now, the preemptive strikes appear to be conducted only by air. There is no evidence of Israeli ground forces entering Lebanon yet. Ben Gurion, and that's Gurion airport, suspended flights right now as strikes intensify in Lebanon. IDF spokesperson Hagari, Hagari, on airstrikes against Hezbollah that was preparing to fire rockets. A short while ago, the IDF identified the Hezbollah terrorist organization preparing to fire missiles and rockets towards Israeli territory. It's been almost a year. October will be a year. When's this shit going to stop? Huh? In self-defense act to remove these threats, the IDF is striking targets in Lebanon from which Hezbollah was planning to launch their attacks on Israeli civilians. This follows more than 6,700 rockets, missiles, and explosives, UAVs, fired at Hezbollah at Israeli families, homes, and communities since October 8th. Hezbollah will soon fire rockets and possibly missiles and UAVs towards Israeli territory. So I found a video for you. Now, Netanyahu will convene the security cabinet at 7 a.m., and IDF claims it conducted strikes on long-range missiles Hezbollah prepared to launch at Israel. Over the last 48 hours, the U.S. and Israel obtained intelligence that showed Hezbollah was preparing to launch its attack imminently. Israeli and U.S. officials have said large explosions in the Haifa, and it's Haifa area. Flights to Tel Aviv are being diverted amid Israel's preemptive strike on Hezbollah happening right now. Chaos in Israel's Kiryat, and that's Kiryat, Shimona, several houses set on fire due to the rocket attack. Non-stop alerts of the rockets and drone infiltration into Israel. Hezbollah rocket and drone attacks targeting northern Israel. Israel's Magen David Adom ambulance service has been placed on high alert in preparation for a large-scale attack by Hezbollah against the north and center of the country. Arriving and departing flights at the international airport in Tel Aviv has been halted, but this will likely be extended. What triggered the movement by Hezbollah and others to attack Israel was the assassination. Let's see. Israel is continuing to assassinate people inside Iran. The shelters in Tel Aviv have now opened. It appears that all major cities in town, from Gushtin and north, will do so if they haven't already. A second wave of Israeli preemptive strikes have started in Lebanon. Reports from inside Israel from civilians say that there is chaos in the north and lots of explosions and power outages. Hezbollah official said that the Zionist entity has launched a war against the organization. We will destroy the center of Palestine. Israel is expecting a response from Hezbollah in the coming hours, and officials are not ruling out missile fire towards central Israel. IDF divisions are on standby status for an immediate ground invasion if needed. Over 200 Israeli planes participated in the first wave of the Air Force attacks on Lebanon, and the idea was to take out all emerging threats at once. New instructions will be distributed to the public in the coming hours. IDF continues attacking. Hundreds of Hezbollah targets have been hit so far. Massive explosions heard in Acre and Haifa. Power outages in Acre and the surrounding area. Local residents report power outages also in Akko, A-K-K-O. Israeli Defense Minister has declared an emergency situation in the country for the next 48 hours. Special situation in the home front enables the IDF Home Front Command to issue restrictions. Reports indicate that hundreds of Israeli airstrikes are hitting Hezbollah positions throughout southern Lebanon. The war has started. The Israeli military officer said several days of battle or war in the northern front has begun. Casualties reported in several areas of northern Israel. Over 150 rockets and several drones have been launched against northern Israel in the last hour. Netanyahu and other high-ranking Israeli officials are presently assembled at and operating from IDF headquarters in Tel Aviv, not at the underground bunker in Jerusalem. Hezbollah released a statement claiming that the first phase of it response has been completed. They also publicly claim that more than 320 rockets were fired at 11 Israeli bases. The final update that I found was Hezbollah is publicly claiming we targeted the following sites: Meron Rose, Neve Ziv Battery, Zaytown Base, Zaora Batteries, Zahil Base, Kila Barracks, UAV Barracks, Naifa Base, Yardena Base, In Zaitim Base, Ramat Naftali Barracks. There is word on social media that the last target, the Naftali Barracks, suffered a direct hit and that there are casualties. I hate all of this. I really do. Regardless of who you stand with, Israel or Palestine, nobody deserves to lose their life. Nobody. Nobody. Okay. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao. And pray for all the innocents, yeah?